American tour. The management of the theater is proud to present the great English novelist, Mr. Charles Dickens.
Good evening. Tonight I shall read what has proved to be one of my most popular tales. It was first published in my Christmas book for the year 1844. A Christmas Carol, Stave 1, Marley's Ghost. Marley was dead. This must be distinctly understood, or nothing wonderful can come of the story I'm going to relate. You see, there was no doubt whatever about Marley. The register of his burial was signed by the clergyman, the clerk, the undertaker, and the chief mourner. Scrooge signed it, and Scrooge's name was good for whatever he chose to put his hand to. You see, old Marley was dead as a doornail. Scrooge knew he was dead. Of course he did. Scrooge and he were partners for years. Scrooge was his sole executor, sole administrator, and sole mourner. But even Scrooge wasn't so dreadfully cut up by the sad event, but that he was this excellent man of business on the very day of the funeral, and solemnized it by concluding a favorable contract. Scrooge never painted out old Marley's name. There it stood, years afterward above the door. Sometimes people new to the business would call Scrooge, Scrooge, and sometimes Marley, but it was all the same. He answered to both. On the day in question, out of all good days of the year, on a Christmas Eve, it was a cold, bleak, biting weather. The fog came pouring in at every chink and keyhole. It was late, and candles appeared in the windows of offices like ruddy smears upon the habitable brown air.
Keep your distance! Keep your distance! I've no money for homeless beggars.
He's a heartless old sinner, Amy.
He's a cold one, that Mr. Scrooge. Ever notice how the ice in him freezes up his features? He chills his office in the dog days. Not so much as 1 degree of distance. Old inflation, that's it.
Coal, sir? You want more coal? I saw one lump in the grave. That is quite enough. Be gone.
Merry Christmas, Bob.
Well, thank you, Mr. Gray.
Merry Christmas, Uncle. God save you.
Bob!
Christmas? A humbug, Uncle. Oh, you don't mean that.
I do. Merry Christmas. What reason have you to be merry? What right? You're poor enough.
What right have you to be dismal? What reason have you to be morose? You're rich enough.
Bob!
Don't be cross, Uncle.
What else can I be when I live in a world of fools? What is Christmas time to you but a time for buying presents without money? A time for finding yourself a year older, not an hour richer. Oh, I know. A time for balancing your books and having every hour for 12 months written in red ink. Why, if I could work my way, every idiot who goes about with Merry Christmas on his lips should be boiled in his own boat and buried with a stick of holly in his heart.
Uncle!
Nephew! Keep Christmas in your way, and let me keep it in mine.
Keep it? But you don't keep it.
Permit me to leave it alone then. Take this. Much good Christmas has ever done.
There are many good things from which I haven't profited, I dare say. Christmas is among the best. I have always thought of Christmas, apart from its sacred name and origin. If anything belonging to it can be apart from that, I have always thought it as a good time, a kind, forgiving, charitable, and pleasant time. The only time I know when men and women seem to open their shut-up hearts freely and to think of each other as if they were fellow passengers to the grave, and not another race of creatures bound on other journeys. Therefore, Uncle, though it has never put gold or silver in my pocket, I believe it has done me good, and it will do me good. And for the sake of Christmas and my mother, I say God bless it.
Let me hear another sound from you, and you'll lose your Christmas by losing your situation.
Don't be angry, Uncle. Come down with us tomorrow.
Nephew, I will see you. Get this clear. I will see you in hell first.
But why? We have never had any quarrels which I've been a party.
Good afternoon, sir.
I'm sorry to find you feeling this way, but I made this effort in homage to Christmas, and I will keep my Christmas humor to the last. So, a Merry Christmas, Uncle.
Good afternoon.
And a Happy New Year.
Good afternoon. Look at Cratchit, a clerk, earning 15 shillings a week with the burden of a wife and family in Camden Town. And he, of all people, talks about a Merry Christmas. They should lock him up in the mental hospital.
Scrooge Marley, I believe. Have we the pleasure of addressing Mr. Scrooge or Mr. Marley?
Here, Mr. Marley has been dead these 7 years. 7 years ago this very night.
Well, we have no doubt that his liberality is well represented by his surviving partner.
Liberality.
Our credentials, sir. At this season of the year, it's desirable that we make some provision for the poor and destitute. Many thousands turn one of common comforts, hundreds of thousands turn one of common necessaries.
Are there no prisons?
Well, yes, sir. Plenty of prisons.
Ah, yes. And the workhouses, are they still in operation?
Very easy.
Good. From what you two said at first, I was afraid something had stopped.
They hardly furnish Christian cheer of the mind and body to the multitude, Mr. Scrooge. That is why few of us endeavor to raise a fund to buy the poor some meat and drink and amenities. What shall we put you down for?
Nothing.
You wish to be anonymous?
I wish to be left alone. I can't afford to make either people marry. I help support the prisons and the workhouses. They cost enough.
Many can't go there. Many would rather die.
If they would rather die, let them. It will decrease the surplus population. Good afternoon.
God rest ye merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay. Remember Christ our Savior was born on Christmas Day, to save us all from Satan's power when we were gone astray. Oh, tidings of comfort.
Get away with your humbug! Get out of here!
From God our Heavenly Father, a blessed angel came, and unto certain shepherds brought tidings of the same, how that in Bethlehem was born the Son of God by name.
That time, isn't it? Very well, then. Very well. You must have all day tomorrow.
If quite convenient, sir.
It isn't convenient, and it isn't fair. If I was to hold back half a crown for it, why, you'd think yourself ill-used, wouldn't you, Cratchit? And yet, Mr. Cratchit, why, you don't think me ill-used when I pay a day's wage for no work?
Sir, it occurs only once a year.
A fine excuse for picking a man's pocket. You must have the whole day. Be here all the earlier the next morning.
Indeed, sir. Thank you. And a very merry...
Don't you dare!
Yes, sir. Thank you. Good night.
I have never seen such an evil thought. Let them try to keep Christmas in this way.
Scrooge took his melancholy dinner in his usual melancholy tavern, and having read all the newspapers and beguiled himself with the figures in his bank account book, he went home to bed in his gloomy suite of rooms in a gloomy building. Darkness is cheap. Scrooge liked it.
Mr. Scrooge! Sir, a word with you.
You again! Why are you skulking outside my house?
Sir, it is most urgent that I speak with you.
Young Mr. Buckworthy, I gave you my answer last week. You will pay what you agreed to pay when you applied to my firm for your loan. No grace period, no delays, no moratorium, sir. After tomorrow, payment is due.
But, sir, at this particular season, there are special circumstances.
Balderdash! Christmas comes year in and year out. Tiresome. You can't use that to get around it.
No. Indeed, sir. You see, it's my wife. We have discovered that...
Congratulations are in order. At least I suppose they are. I am happily ignorant of such matters.
We would be very happy, except that my wife, Caroline, she's delicate. Even now she requires the care of a physician, and that leaves little, nothing, for other obligations.
No excuse! You will pay, or your little mite will weep and dwell pities, because dear Papa has been locked up in Marshall C. Prison, where all offenses go. Good evening.
The fog and frost hung about the old black threshold, where there was a large door knocker. And now, let any man, if he can, explain how this happened.
Marley? Jacob Marley? What are you doing here? How did you turn into my door knocker? Humbug! The door knocker, after all. Too much food sets the system, including the eyes.
Ah, what a dismal old house it was. Lost in a hidden yard where it had so little business to be. One could imagine that it strayed there when it was a young house and never found its way out. Nobody lived in there but Scrooge. All the other rooms had been let out as offices, black and silent at this hour. Scrooge's gloomy chambers consisted of a bedroom, a sitting room, and a storage room where he would keep some firewood and other necessities. There was nobody under the table. There was nobody under the bed. There was nobody in the closet. The spoon and bowl and a little saucepan full of gruel, all as it should be. It was a good thing, since Scrooge had a vivid recollection of the door knocker.
Shame to be robbed by a lot of humbug from your stomach. Did I bolt the door? Double locked. All secure. A nice bowl of gruel. That set things down. This isn't happening! Who's there? I bolted that door! Who's there? Come on! I'm ready for you! Who? Who? Stop! What do you want of me?
Much.
Who are you?
Ask me who I was.
I don't know. Very particular for a ghost. Tell me.
In life, I was your partner, Jacob Marley.
Humbug. The sucker again.
Why do you doubt your own senses?
Because little things stir him up. A slight disorder of the stomach makes him play tricks. Why? You aren't real. You're an undigested bit of beef. Perhaps a blot of mustard. A crumb of cheese. There's more gravy than the grave about you. Whatever you are. Stop this!
Do you or do you not believe in me?
Yes, yes, I do. Please, just please. Tell me. Why do spirits walk the earth tonight? Why do they come to me?
It is required of every human being that the spirit within him must walk abroad among his fellow men, travel far and wide. If that spirit does not go forth in life, it is condemned to do so after death, doomed to wander through the world and witness what it cannot share, but might have shared on earth.
But you are chained. Why?
I wear the chains I forged in life. I made them link by link and yard by yard. I put them on and wore them of my own free will. Is the design so strange to you? You wear the same chains.
Chains. Chains? I don't see any chains. Jacob, explain. Speak comfort to me.
I have no comfort for you, Ebenezer, that comes from other regions. Nor can I tell you everything I might. A very little more is all that's permitted to me. I can't stay. I can't rest. I can't linger anywhere, because in life my spirit never roamed beyond our counting house. Mark me! In life, my spirit never strayed beyond the narrow limits of our money-changing home. And so, many more weary journeys lie ahead for me.
7 years dead. Have you been traveling all this time?
No rest, no peace, incessant torture of remorse.
But why remorse, Jacob? You were always a splendid businessman.
Business? Mankind was my business. The common welfare was my business. Charity, mercy, forbearance, and benevolence were my business. The dealings of my trade were but a drop of water in the comprehensive ocean of my business. I failed to learn that lesson, and this time of year I suffer most.
Christmas time.
Yes. Why did I walk through crowds of fellow beings with my eyes turned away? I am here tonight to warn you that you still have a chance and hope of escaping my fate. A chance and hope that I have arranged for you, Ebenezer.
Oh, thank you, Jacob. You were always a good friend.
Tonight, you will be haunted by three spirits.
Yes, thank you. Haunted.
Haunted!
That's the chance and hope that you're offering me.
It is!
I think I'd rather not.
Hear me! My time is nearly gone. Without three visits, you cannot hope to shun this path I tread. Expect the first spirit when the bell strikes one.
Can I take them all at once and get it over with?
Expect the second spirit when the bell tolls two, and the last when the bell strikes three.
Jacob, don't leave.
Good night, Ebenezer Scrooge. Save yourself if you can.
The door is still double locked. What else can it be but a mug? What else? Quarter past. That's it. The hour itself. Nothing. Nothing. Hello? Whoa.
Hello.
Who are you?
I am the ghost of Christmas past.
Long past.
No, your past.
And may I be so bold as to ask what business brings you here?
Your welfare.
Much obliged. But I can't help to think that a night of unbroken sleep would be more conducive to that end.
Don't trifle with me, sir. This is a matter of salvation. Yours. Rise. Rise and walk with me.
Where?
There.
The sky. I'm a mere mortal. I'll fall.
Touch your hand to mine. You shall be upheld.
But I know this countryside. I was bred and brought up here.
Your lip is trembling. And what is that on your cheek?
Nothing.
Do you remember the path?
Remember it? I walked blind.
And that mansion of dull red brick at the head of the path?
My school. What else? The charity school for children whose parents were too poor to care for them through the year.
Strange to have forgotten these things for so many years.
It was a large house, but one of broken fortunes. Their spacious offices were little used. Their walls were damp and mossy. Their windows were broken, their gates decayed. Visible through many open doors were small, dreary rooms, poorly furnished.
They can't see you. They are but shadows of things that have been.
Mighty thin shadows. I'd say.
There was a vast and chilly bareness in the room, which associated itself somehow with too much getting up by candlelight and not too much to eat. But on this particular day, the gloom of the setting could not surpass certain feelings of elation.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas.
Stop that! Lower your voices, or I shall give you a taste of this. You're not on holiday yet. Young Miss Joe, pray tell me why you are hopping about in such a ridiculous and jocular situation.
Ma'am, it's Christmas.
And you, Miss Pearl, the same explanation?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you seriously believe that pious invocation of the season will feed your scrawny bellies or the purses of your parents, whose very incompetence put you here? Not in this life, my dears. This life or any other. Now, clear the premises. Quietly! Quietly! My time is valuable, Master Scrooge. Is no one coming for you?
I do not know, ma'am.
What about your father? Or is he still locked up in Dennis prison?
No, ma'am. He was let out.
Then pray, tell me when he will be here to collect you.
I do not know.
Surely someone will be arriving.
Ma'am, I presume so. It's Christmas.
That's what again? Master Scrooge, you're a bright young chap. Brighter than most of that lot. Let me share a secret with you. Christmas is merely a number of convenient fictions devised to keep the poor classes in a useful state of humility, docility, and productivity. It's an utter humbug, my boy. Keep that in mind, and you'll prosper.
Oh, I wish. But it's too late.
Too late for what?
Last night, there was a boy singing a Christmas carol at my door. I should have liked to have given him something.
Indeed, a most interesting development. Ebenezer! Ebenezer! Ebenezer!
Fan!
Oh, Ebenezer, I've come to bring you home, brother dear.
Home?
Yes, and not just for Christmas, for good and all. Father is a changed man. He has a new position, sweeping out a number of very fine commercial establishments. He is ever so much calmer and kinder. He spoke so gently to me the night before last. I was not afraid to ask him once more if he might come home. And he said yes. He sent me in a coach to bring you. It cost a lot, but he was emphatic. You are to come home and find a situation and never come back here. But first, we're to be together all Christmas long and have the merriest time in the world.
Oh, wonderful! Ma'am, my sister Fan, we're going home!
What a relief! Bring down Master Scrooge's box. Quickly!
Thank you.
Dear Fan, always a delicate creature, whom a breath might have withered. But she had a large heart.
Oh, she did. You're right. Why, I know against it. She was younger. She was always my North Star. After her mother died, she took that role and cared for her.
She died a woman and had, as I recall, children.
One child. My nephew.
Come on, let's go.
Fan?
She can't hear you.
But I want to speak to her and tell her how much she meant to me.
Too late. Your chance was long ago. We must hurry on.
Where?
To a much more pleasant and festive place. Come.
Although they had but that moment left the school behind them, they were now amid the strife and tumult of the city. It was made plain by the dressings at the shop that here too it was Christmas. The ghost stopped at a certain warehouse door.
Do you know this place?
No, but I was apprenticed here.
Yo, Dick, Ebenezer, y'all boys, where are you?
Right here, Mr. Fezziwig. Right here, Mr. Fezziwig, sir.
Good evening, Dick. Good evening, Ebenezer. Let's have the shutters up. Plenty of room for dancing. Dancing tonight and tomorrow. A modest bonus for the two best apprentices ever to cross the threshold of Fezziwig and Company.
Thank you, sir.
It's nothing, boys. It's Christmas. Clear away now. You want to dance, don't you, Ebenezer? Your fiancée is coming, is she not?
Belle will be here any minute, sir.
Then why such a long face? At this season of the year, it isn't suitable.
Sir, I apologize. It's just that I'm very much concerned about my sister Fan. Her husband Tom is a good sort, but not very successful. My sister's frail. She carries more than her share of the burdens of the family, just as she did when we were small.
Don't worry so, my boy. I realize at times you're hard for your sister. But you yourself have said that many times that Fan is a stalwart person. She will manage. I'm confident of it.
Yes, sir.
All right, then. Clear away. Clear away.
Why, it's old Fezziwig. Bless his heart. It's Fezziwig. Alive.
Miss Fezziwig, where is the fiddler I hired?
Here, Your Honor.
Set yourself up and give us lively airs all evening long.
Merry Christmas, Papa.
Miss Fezziwig.
Merry Christmas, Papa.
Miss Fezziwig.
Merry Christmas, Papa.
Miss Fezziwig.
Merry Christmas, Papa.
And Miss Fezziwig. The sight of you makes me proud, but where are your suitors?
There, Papa.
There, Papa. Those are mine, Papa. Mine's over there.
Welcome to you all. We shall have a competition.
It's so grand of you to invite us to your party, sir.
Nonsense, missus. Are you not the best cook ever to grace the Fezziwig household?
She is. And here's the cold roast and cold boiled to prove it.
Sir, may I present to you the friend I love? This is Bill. He delivers milk.
I can't believe it. Miss Belle.
The girl you were meant to marry.
Yes. We were betrothed to each other by our parents when we were, well, we were no more than 16. It wasn't long before I loved her. Fezziwig once said, Ebenezer, when happiness shows up in your life, be sure to give it a comfortable seat.
Fiddler, music for our young lovers. All our young lovers.
Was there ever such a good master as old Fezziwig?
Not in this world, or any other world that I can imagine.
Here's to Fezziwig.
Ah, Fezziwig, the best of me.
What a small matter to make these silly folks so full of gratitude.
Small.
Yes, don't you think so? Fezziwig spent but a few pounds for this party. 4, perhaps 5. Is that so much that he deserves such praise?
You've got it wrong, Spirit. It isn't the amount. He had the power to render us happy or unhappy. To make that of my service and Dick Lucan's, light or burdensome. His power lays in words and looks and things so slight, things so insignificant, that it'd be impossible to add and count them up. I remember that party. The happiness that he gave us, it was quite as great as if it had cost him a fortune.
Come back.
But I must speak to Fezziwig. Yes, and Dick. And
No, my time grows short. This way.
Spirit. I beg you.
This way.
I came the moment I received your message. How's Fan?
She
What is it? What is it, Tom? How's the position?
delivered a handsome son.
Oh, Fan!
The doctor's with her. He's done all that he can. We had already decided to name the boy Fred.
Fan! I warned her that the ordeal might be too much.
I know, but we both wanted a child so bad.
Was she in pain?
As much as it grieves me to tell you that. Yes, she was.
And then everything began to change.
Bella, my dearest.
Please, don't call me that. You received my note?
I did. Terrible news.
There was no other way to tell you about the Friday.
I don't understand your decision to break our engagement.
That is why I asked you to meet me here at 6:30.
I'm sorry it had to be so late. I had to stay and confer with the solicitors about the new leases and contracts. They will make me a huge sum.
You see, you You do understand my note after all.
No, could anyone idolize you more than I?
Another idol has displaced me, and if it can't cheer and comfort you in time to come, as I would have tried to do, then that is the way of the world.
What are you talking about? What idol has displaced you?
A golden idol.
Oh, be reasonable. I'm only trying to deal with the world on its own terms. And there's nothing the world professes to condemn with such severity as the pursuit of wealth, and nothing on which it is so hard as poverty.
You fear the world too much, Ebenezer. I have seen your nobler aspirations disappear, leaving one, the hope that the world will never scorn you for being poor. It's true. I have seen your nobler aspirations fall away, one by one, until only one master passion engrosses you, gain.
What? Even if I have grown wiser, I have not changed towards you. Am I?
When our parents made this marriage contract long ago, you and I were poor, but content to be so. We knew that hard work would improve our situation modestly as years passed, and that was enough. In those days, Ebenezer, you were another man.
I was a boy, witless, and naive.
You see, your own feelings tells you that you are not what you were. Alas, I am. How often and how painfully I have thought of that, I won't say. But it is enough that I have thought of it and can release you.
Have I ever sought release?
In words, no, never.
In what then?
In a changed nature, an altered spirit, and anything that made my love of any worth and value in your sight. If there were no contract, tell me, would you seek me out to try to win me?
You think not?
I would gladly think otherwise, if I could. It is a hard truth, but it is the truth. Can I ever believe you would choose a girl without a dowry? You, who by your own admittance weigh everything by gain or loss. Or suppose you did choose such a girl. I know repentance and regret would surely follow. And I release you. I do so with a heart full of love for the man you once were. You may feel a little pain, but only for a brief time, and then you'll dismiss the memory gladly, an unprofitable dream. May you be happy in the life that you've chosen.
Belle, don't do this.
There is no other way.
Go after her. Come on. Want this. For us. Please. Yes. Yes. No more. Conduct me home.
There is but one more shadow of the past to be seen.
I do not wish to see it.
One more.
I saw an old friend of yours this afternoon, my dear.
Who was it?
Yes,
Tut, I can't.
Mr. Scrooge.
Ebenezer?
Aye. I passed his office window and the shutters were open. There was only a candle inside, no other light. And there sat Mr. Scrooge, alone. Quite alone in the world, I do believe.
How sad. But that is the life he chose.
Who are you?
I am the ghost of Christmas present. Don't cower so, my good man. Lift up your eyes. Look upon me. You've never seen the like of me before, eh?
That's true.
And never walked forth with any other members of my family. Meaning, for I am very young. My elder brothers of recent years.
I don't think that I have. Have you had many brothers?
Oh, more than 1,800.
That is quite a family. Think of the cost.
You know why I'm here.
I do. I went forth an hour ago on compulsion. I'm learning my lesson. And it's working now. If you have anything for me this hour, allow me to profit by it.
We shall begin with this.
What's this?
The blessing of Christmas. Now, touch my robe and we shall go
Where?
onward to Christmas morn.
Although the sky was gloomy, every dingy mist laden with atoms of black soot, the people were jovial and full of glee. All the shops were open. They displayed great round baskets full of chestnuts and Spanish onions fat as friars. There were pears and apples and blooming pyramids, bunches of grapes, piles of filberts. From the grocer arose the blended scents of tea and coffee and raisins and almonds so white, the sticks of cinnamon so long and straight, the candied fruits so thick with sugar as to make the hungry onlooker grow faint. There were figs and French plums and poultry for sale in the poultry shops and a brisk trade in the mall. But soon, the steeple called all good people to chapel and to church, and then to the celebration of the day.
But
holiday?
Topper, no clues. Yes and no, that is all.
Oh, sorry. Is it a live animal?
Yes.
Is it in this room?
Oh, no. Is it savage? Yes.
Is it even Andrew?
No.
I say, it's rather intriguing.
Is this animal ever killed in a market?
No. But is it a disagreeable animal?
Oh, yes.
So it grunts and growls?
Yes.
Does it live in London?
Yes.
I know!
Does it walk about the streets? Yes.
Is it a performing bear?
Is it a bear?
No.
Is this animal ever led around by someone?
No, it is not. Then it definitely can't be a bear.
Topper, is it a horse?
No.
A dog?
No. A pig?
No. A cat? No. But it walks around London.
And it's very disagreeable.
Does it talk?
Yes.
I have found it out, Topper. I know what it is.
What?
It's your Uncle Scrooge!
Yes. But Topper, you misled us. I distinctly recall asking you, is it a bear? To which you answered no, which was sufficient enough to divert all thoughts from Mr. Scrooge.
Well, I did have some doubt about that answer. Sorry, my dear.
But he said the animal had nothing to do with Christmas. And that's true enough, isn't it? Your uncle never joins these festivities, does he?
Alas, no. He says that Christmas is a humbug, and he believes it too.
He is a pitiful creature.
I suppose that's true, missus. But in some ways, he's a comical old fellow. Though Topper is right. He does growl and snap too much. Never mind. His offenses carry their own punishments.
Very rich, isn't he? Your uncle?
Yes, but what of it? His wealth is of no earthly use. He doesn't do any good with it. He doesn't make himself comfortable with it. But I can't be angry with him. I'm sorry for him. Who suffers by his ill whims? Himself. Always. He takes it into his head to dislike us, and he won't even come and dine with us. What's the consequence? He loses dinner.
A very good dinner.
I was about to say that, my love.
I have no patience with him. I see no reason to ever invite him again.
Oh no, my darling. I mean to give him the same chance every year, whether he likes it or not. He may rail at Christmas till he dies, but maybe he'll think a little better of it if he finds me going to his office in a good temper year after year and saying, Uncle Scrooge, how are you? How am I? I am not in the Christmas spirit. Humbug! Humbug! I shook him yesterday. I can tell. I shall definitely continue. If it only puts him in the mood to leave his poor clerk 50 pounds someday, that's something. Meantime, he has given us plenty of merriment this evening, and it would be ungrateful not to drink his health in good mulled wine. So I give you Uncle Scrooge a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to him, wherever he is. He wouldn't have it from me, but he shall have it nonetheless. Uncle Scrooge.
Yes, Uncle Scrooge. Huzzah!
Bunch of fools.
It's okay.
Laughing, giggling bunch.
They were festive. I rather had the impression you were enjoying it.
Never. Lead on.
What shall we see next? A coal miner's hut? The deck of a ship on the stormy Atlantic? A beggar's hovel? Each place, in their own way, each receives the day's blessing.
My clerk.
What?
My nephew spoke of my clerk, Bob Cratchit. He's a sober-minded fellow who lives in 4 cramped, tiny rooms. I would see his Christmas.
Done.
My dear, you're so late. I figured you couldn't come at all.
Oh, we had a deal of work to finish up at the millinery shop last night, Mama, and even more to clear away this morning. But they let me have the rest of the day. They're fine folk.
Come sit before the fire and get warm.
No, there's Father coming. Hide, Martha, hide.
Whoa! Whoa! The old nag's had a long gallop from church. Let him rest. Why? Where's our Martha?
Not coming.
Not coming. Not coming on Christmas Day? Well, it's crushing. Well, what are we to do?
Oh, Papa, here I am. You spoiled it. You came out too soon. I can't help it. I don't like to see Papa disappointed.
And I don't like to see you gentlemen troop in here with all the bride of London time on. Go wash your faces, my dears, and peek at that luscious goose while you're at it, Father. Martha, go dust the hot plates and sweeten the applesauce, if you please. Linda, stir the gravy and check on that pudding. Patricia, finish mashing the potatoes at the stove. Vigorously, vigorously.
My dear, the aroma of that goose, together with its tempting exterior and its size in relation to its cheapness, are sufficient to excite the admiration of the world.
Did you examine the pudding, too?
Oh, the pudding, indeed, a wonderful pudding. And if I may say so, madam, I regard that pudding as the greatest success achieved by yourself since your marriage.
What a weight off my mind. I've been so busy I forgot to ask you, Bob. How was the service?
Oh, it was lovely. A splendid sermon. And the choir never sounded more glorious.
And how did Tiny Tim behave in church?
As good as gold. Oh, no better. He sits by himself so much. Sometimes his thoughts are deep and very grown up. While coming home from church, he told me he hoped all of the people saw him there.
Hi, Papa.
He said it was because he was a cripple, and that he thought it might be pleasant for those to remember on Christmas Day who it was who made lame beggars walk and blind men see. And blind men see. Tim, my boy, here's your place. Ah, the gin lemons are steeped just right, but only a thimbleful for each. And this is for you, my boy. Now gather round. Before we seat ourselves to dine, I'll give you Mr. Scrooge, the founder of our feast.
Oh no! The founder of our feast, is it? I wish I had him here. I'd give him a piece of my mind to feast upon.
My dear, children, Christmas Day.
Christmas Day? Only on Christmas Day could one even think the toasting of the health of such an odious, stingy, hard, unfeeling man as Mr. Scrooge. You know it's true, Robert. Nobody knows it better than you. Scrimping along on 15 bob a week. It's just a pitiful 15 copies of your Christian name. Every Saturday.
Nevertheless, my dear, it's Christmas Day.
All right. I'll toast to his health for your sake, but not his. Long life to him, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Children, what's wrong?
Need you ask? Into the name of the oak, for his very existence casts a pall on this house.
Oh, really? I don't feel so badly about Mr. Scrooge. I shall respect your opinions. Come, let's raise a toast more pleasing to the whole company. Children, a very Merry Christmas to us all, and God bless us.
God bless us. God bless us. Everyone.
Silent night,
They have nothing. And yet, every one of them is happy. How can that be?
On this day, all things can be.
What of the little boy, Tiny Tim?
Crippled in the most cruel way, as you can see.
What will befall him? Will he live?
I see an empty stool. I see a crutch without an owner, carefully preserved. If these shadows remain unchanged by the future, the child will die.
No. No! You're a kindly spirit! Say he will be spared!
If these shadows remain unaltered, none other of my race will find him here. If he's to die, let him. It will decrease the surplus population.
The surplus population!
We must go.
Why such a hurry?
My time upon this earth is brief. It ends tonight.
Tonight!
Upon the final stroke of midnight, that time is almost upon us. When I am gone, you must meet the third and final spirit. This one you will find less pleasant and kindly than its predecessors.
Well, I don't want to meet a spirit like that.
There is no choice.
What if I... Forgive me this question, but... Do I not spy something strange? Not belonging to you, just there. Is that a foot? Or a claw?
It might be a claw, or all the flesh there is upon it. Look close. Don't turn away. I command you to look.
On closer inspection, I do see that they are fine, young. No, they are not fine. Their eyes lack hope or laughter. They're poor, pale creatures. Stoned and starving. Spirit, are these children yours?
They are man's. One is ignorance. The other is want.
Have you no blessing for them?
Not enough. In this world, there is never enough. Once a year they cling to it, seeking refuge from those who created it.
And the remainder of the year, whose responsibility are they?
I told you they are man's.
Dear God, they are so wretched. Have they no refuge, no help at all?
You know the answer.
I do not.
You do. Are there no prisons? Are there no workhouses? Of course there are. You support me. Take them away.
Let's go. You. You too. Let's go.
Minister to their needs. Just keep them out of sight. We're the gentle folk. Don't have to look at them.
The phantom slowly, gravely, solemnly approached. And when it came near, Scrooge bent down upon his knees, for its mysterious presence filled him with a solemn dread.
Am I now in the presence of Christmas yet to come?
What does that mean? Never mind. No. You're about to show me the shadows of things that have not yet happened, but will in time to come.
Is that not so? Say something, I beg you. I fear you more than either of the specters before you. No.
Must not be frightened. I know your purpose is to do me good.
Yes. And as I know your purpose is to do me good, I am willing to bear your company. Yes, and do it with a thankful heart. Only speak to me. Lead on then. The night, it's waning precious short now. Lead on.
Passageway! Down there! The passageway! I don't know if we're poor right to run that way. Can't help it. That's why I've chosen. I'm sure you'll get through your natural brain to blood me. So will we all. Roll those fan curtains up better, Miss Dilber. The rings make too much noise. Watch it, or Bobby Pocahontas must have happened by. And do what? Arrest us? You're just a pigeon iron from the room and personally I'm gonna say, shut your face and go home if you're scared. The priest telling these goods is dead and gone, and there's nobody in this dirty, miserable world who cares one jot.
Although Scrooge exhibited a certain curiosity about the remarks and the destination of these unsavory persons, the Spirit insisted upon leading him to a better section, to the steps of the commercial exchange, in the very heart of the city.
How are you? How are you? Well, Scratch has got the last, hey? So I hear. Rather cold, isn't it? Seasonable for Christmas time. Good morning. Good morning.
No, I don't know much about it either way. I only know he's dead.
We should have happened.
Last night, I believe.
I'm astounded. He was so hard and mean. I thought he'd never die. What was the cause?
God knows.
And what has he done with his money?
I haven't heard. Left it to his firm, perhaps? He certainly hasn't left it to me. It's sure to be a cheap funeral. For all my life, I don't know of anyone who would go.
Shall we volunteer and make us a party?
I wouldn't mind going. Only if there's lunch provided. But I must be fed.
Well, I'm the least interested, for I never wear black gloves, and I never eat lunch. But I'll go if anyone else will.
Only if there's lunch.
Oh, absolutely. Why would anyone else want to go?
Scrooge and his Spirit left the busy scene and went to an obscure part of town. There the ways were foul and narrow, the houses and shops wrenched, the people half naked, drunken, and ugly. Alleys and tenements like so many cesspools disgorged their fences of odor and dirt and life upon the straggling streets. Deep in the corridor of crime and filth and misery, there were a shop where old iron, rags, and bottles and bones were sold.
Well,
is my favorite laundress. Got something for old Joe, have you?
Plenty.
I may look, the chairwoman too. And the undertaker's man. The vultures gather. And how do they gather, Mrs. Dilber?
Don't be so high and mighty, Joe. Every person has a right to look after himself. He always did. True. Very true.
You've brought me stolen goods then. I don't like stolen goods.
Come on, Joe. Who's the worse for the loss of a few cheap things? Not a dead man, I suppose. And besides, there wasn't a soul with him when he croaked, and we only came in after them to tidy up the place, and me to tidy up himself.
If he wanted some things around after he died, had he been natural, somebody would have been there to look after him when he was struck with death. But he got to have his life all alone.
By himself.
It's the truest word that ever was spoke. It's a judgment on him. So, let's do business. Open me bundle, Joe. Let me know the value of it.
No, the smallest first. Looks like you. What have you got?
I was busier than they were. All I got was his pencil case. But inside his pencil case, I found a pair of sleeve buttons and a brooch.
Of no great value. That's your payment.
Be serious, Joe.
That and not another sixpence. Even if you boil me in oil, there's risk here. It's stolen goods. All right, what do you next?
Some of us did what we were supposed to do and got took advantage of. There's a fine bed sheet, but here's the best. Teaspoons and a pair of sugar tongs, solid silver.
Well, I always give too much to the ladies. It's a weakness of mine, and the way I ruin myself. That's your payment.
But
ask me for another penny, and I'll repent of being so liberal. I'll knock off half a crown. All right, Mrs. Dilber. What do you call these? Bed curtains?
Ah, bed curtains. The finest.
You mean you took them down, rings and all, with them just lying there?
I do. Why not?
You are born to make a fortune, Mrs. Dilber, and indeed you certainly will.
Well, I surely won't hold my hand back when I can get something by reaching out with it, especially around the likes of. Don't get dirt on the blankets.
His blankets.
Whose else do you think? He isn't likely to take hold without them, I dare say.
You don't think he died of anything catching, do ya?
You may look at that shirt till your eyes ache, but you won't find no holes nor a threadbare place. It's the finest he had, pure silver. He wasted it. Hadn't been for me.
And what would you call wasting it?
Putting it on him to be buried.
I took it off him and put one made of calico. If calico ain't good enough for such a purpose, then what is it good for? Actually, the deceased looked quite handsome in calico. I mean, he couldn't have looked any uglier than he did while he was alive.
Dear God.
This is the end of it then. I give you the dear departed. He frightened everyone away from him when he was alive, but he brought us to him with his death. The dear departed.
The dear departed.
Cease. The fate of this unhappy man might be my very own. My life tends that way. But those are greedy people, greedy and wicked. Was there no real and honest emotion caused by this man's death?
Oh, husband, you were gone so long. What news? Is it good or bad?
My dear, it is both.
Are we ruined then?
Not quite, Caroline. There is hope.
There is if he relents. Has that happened?
No, and he's past relenting. He's dead. Day before yesterday, When I went to go see him to obtain a week's delay in the payment we owed, his clerk said he was not only very ill, but dying at that moment. I thought it a mere excuse to avoid me. It was true after all.
To whom will our debt be transferred then?
I don't know. But before it happens, we will be ready with the money. Even if we weren't, no other creditor could be half so merciless as he was. We will sleep with light hearts tonight, Caroline. We are lucky he's dead.
That is not what I mean. Show me some tenderness connected with the death.
Mother?
The close work hurts my eyes, that's all.
Well, it isn't the sewing, is it?
There, that's better. Are my eyes red?
No, Mother.
Good. I wouldn't want them that way when your father comes home. Not for the world. Must be nearly time.
Past it, rather. But he walks a little slower than he used to, Mother.
I've known him to walk with Tiny Tim on his back. And go very fast indeed.
So have I. Often. So have we all, Mother.
But he was very light to carry, and your father loved him, so it was no trouble. No trouble at all. He's home. My dear, your tea is ready, piping hot.
Good evening, Papa.
Patricia?
Father. Papa.
This is very fine work.
It'll be ready for my customer on Friday.
That means we can buy flowers for Sunday, Papa.
Yes, good. We must take flowers by all means.
Did you go there today, Bob?
Yes, my dear. And on the way home, I wish you could have gone with me. It would have done you good to see how green of a place it is, even in the winter. But you'll see it often. I promised him that I would walk there on Sunday. I tried. I could try. I'm sorry. I must not do that. I must remember the good things and the good times. Do you know who I met on the street on my way home from the office today? Mr. Scrooge's nephew, Fred. Oh, it was extraordinary. I've only met him a few times, and all at the office. But he stopped me, and he greeted me cordially. He said I looked just a little down. I explained the reason. He said, "I'm heartily sorry for it, Mr. Cratchit. Heartily sorry for your good wife and family." Oh, he is a pleasant-spoken gentleman, I'm afraid. He asked about each of your children, your names, your situations, and then he gave me his card. "If I can be of any service to you," he said, "pray come to me, and don't hesitate," he said. Oh, it was delightful, not because of anything that he might do, but because of his kind way. It seemed as if he had really known our Tiny Tim and felt our loss.
He must be a good soul.
Oh, you would be sure of it if you had met him and spoke to him. And I do think I might give him a call to see if we can get Patricia into a better work situation.
You hear that, Patricia?
And if that happens, Patricia will soon be keeping company with someone and setting up herself.
Get along with you.
Well, it's just as likely as not. But however, whenever we part from one another, I'm sure we shall not forget poor Tim, the first parting in our family.
Never, Papa.
And I know that when we recollect on how patient and how gentle he was, although he was a little child, we shall not quarrel easily among ourselves, and in doing so, never forget poor Tiny Tim.
No, never, Father.
I'm happy. We're here with all of you, and very happy.
Inspector, something informs me that our time of parting approaches. This means I must know. Are the shadows that you and I have seen the shadows of things that may be? Or are they the shadows of things that will be? Can I change them with a changed life? You must tell me if I'm to correct my life. And one more. Oh, I fear I already know the answer. Who was the man those three vultures derided, even as they stole from him? Spirit! I plead you, the name! They will be. Oh, Jacob Marley, heaven and Christmas time to be praised. I say it on my knees, Jacob. On my knees. I don't know what to do. I'm as light as a feather. I'm as happy as an angel. I'm as merry as a schoolboy. I'm as giddy as a drunken man. I feel like laughing aloud.
Really, for a man who'd been out of practice for many years, it was the most splendid laugh. An illustrious laugh. The father of a long line of brilliant laughs.
But I don't know what day it is. I don't know how long I've been amongst the spirits. I don't know anything. I'm like a baby. Never mind. I'd rather be a baby. Oh, hello? Hello? Clear, bracing air. Glorious sky. Oh, wonderful. You there?
What's that, Governor?
What is today?
Today? Why, Christmas Day.
Christmas Day? Well, I haven't missed it. spirits did it all in one night. Of course they did. They can do anything. Just a moment, just a moment.
Hello? Yes?
Do you know the poultry shop in the next street? But the one on the corner.
I should hope I do, Governor. I live around here.
An intelligent girl. Do you know whether they've sold the prize turkey? Not the little one, the big one.
The one as big as me.
Right you are. Is it still hanging there?
It's hanging there this minute.
It is? Go and buy it.
Come on, Gov, don't pull my leg.
No, I'm in earnest. Go and buy it. Come back with the man, and then I may give them the directions as to where to take it. Come back with it in less than 5 minutes, and I'll give you a crown. Come back with it in less than 2, and I'll give you 2 crowns. I shall send it to Bob Cratchit's, and they shall not know who sent it.
The chuckle with which he said only exceeded the chuckle with which he sat breathlessly in the chair again and chuckled until he cried. Then he began to make haste to prepare himself to go into the streets. At this point the people began pouring forth as he saw them with the ghost of Christmas present. Shaving was not an easy task, for his hand continued to shake very much, and shaving requires attention, even if you don't dance while you're at it. But if he had cut the end of his nose off, he would have put a piece of sticky plaster over it and been quite satisfied. He went downstairs to go to get the door for the poultry shop man, and at this point, the door knocker caught his eye.
What a wonderful door knocker. I scarcely ever looked at it before. What an honest expression it has on its face. I shall love it as long as I live. What's this? Chains. Jacob! Could these be yours? Oh, I hope so. Maybe even where you are, deeds of kindness are rewarded. Is that the turkey? Never could have stood upon his legs, that bird. He'd have snapped them off short in a minute. That's impossible to carry to Camden Town. You must fetch a cab. Fetch one. Merry Christmas, my dear. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Now, my friends! It's Christmas! You must be kind! Here, buy yourself a sweet. Merry Christmas, man. Young Mr. Buckworthy, you come see me tomorrow?
Sir, you know I can't.
Of course you can. Come see me tomorrow for an extension, as long as you need. We shall not rob another penny from that new little offspring. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Scrooge. God bless you.
Hello there, young lady. Just a moment. Just a moment. Merry Christmas. Good day to you, my lady. Merry Christmas.
Yes, sir, and the same to you. No more humbug. It's a freaking miracle.
Good day to you, my ladies.
Oh, Merry Christmas, Mr. Scrooge.
Yes, that is my name. I feel it may not be so pleasant to you. Allow me to humbly ask you for your pardon and the favor of accepting your request.
Lord bless me. My dear, Mr. Scrooge, are you serious?
Very much so, and not one farthing less. There are many back payments included in it, I assure you. Will you do me the favor of accepting?
Why, of course. We don't know what to say to such generosity.
Please don't say anything. Come and see me. You will come and see me.
We will, most assuredly. Here's our card.
Thank you. I am much obliged to you. I thank you 50 times. Merry Christmas.
He went to church and walked about the streets. He watched people and patted children on the head. He questioned beggars and looked into the kitchens of houses and saw everything that could yield him pleasure. He had never dreamed that any walk, that anything could give him so much happiness. In the afternoon, he turned to a family he had not seen in many years.
Never mind, never mind. I'll find a way. Fred!
Uncle?
My smelling salt!
Bless my soul. Is it really you?
It's I! Your Uncle Scrooge.
I am astonished to see you.
I don't doubt that. Merry Christmas, Fred. Merry Christmas, Sarah, my dear.
Did you say Merry
Christmas? Yes! It is that day, is it not?
Smelling salt, Uncle. But what brings you here?
Why, well, you did tender an invitation to dinner. Have you dined yet?
Not yet?
Then I may join you. Will you let me in?
Let you in? Of course we will let you in. Merry Christmas, Uncle. The merriest of Christmases. Please, please, will you come for an hour or two?
I can stay all day. I am completely at liberty until 8 o'clock tomorrow.
What will you do then?
Catch Mr. Bob Cratchit coming in late. Oh, 18 and a half minutes late. What do you mean by coming in at this time of day?
Sir, Mr. Scrooge, I'm very sorry. Oh, yesterday was an extraordinary day. Well, first there was all of the usual Christmas hubbub and excitement. And then, on top of that, there was this immense turkey. I know I'm late.
You are. At least I suppose you are. Step this way if you would, sir.
Well, sir, it only occurs once a year. It shan't be repeated. I promise. I admit I was making rather merry yesterday. But out of nowhere, mysteriously, there was this turkey.
Mr. Cratchit, I'm not going to stand for this sort of thing any longer. Therefore, I am going to raise your salary.
Yes, sir. Of course, sir. I understand that punishment is completely... Oh, raise my salary!
Merry Christmas, Bob! A merrier Christmas, Bob, and a many more that I owe to you. I will raise your salary and endeavor to assist your struggling family.
What about the work?
And work? Go buy yourself another coal bucket. And some gold to fill it too. Before you dot another I, Bob Cratchit.
Scrooge was better than his word. He did it all and infinitely more.
He became as good a master and as good a man as the good old city knew, or any other good old city, town, or borough in the good old world.
And to Tiny Tim, who did not die, well, he was as a second father.
Some people laughed to see the alteration in Ebenezer Scrooge, but he let them laugh and didn't heed them because his own heart laughed, and that was quite enough for him.
He had no further dealings with spirit, and it was always said of him that he knew how to keep Christmas well. If any man alive possessed the knowledge.
May that be truly said of us, all of us.
And so, as Tiny Tim observed,
God bless us, everyone.